It's a cold day in early January, colder and windier than was forecast and I expected. But I'm out here today to do my maiden flight on my new iFlight Helion 10 03 HD 6S. It's a 10-inch and it is a beauty. I've got a 8,000 milliamp hour LiPo, Fullsend LiPo, the one recommended by iFlight. And you'll notice that it's mounted quite far to the rear. That's for CG considerations on this drone. You notice how far back the sweep of the motors is. This actually puts the battery at the center of gravity. So, maiden flight, gonna have a lot of fun cruising. I'll probably land before the battery needs me to because it's cold and windy. But we're gonna see how it goes. Plugged in. I've got good ELRS coverage. I've actually got the 1 watt Ranger module in my TX16S, and I already have 10 satellite, 11 now. That's less than 2 minutes. This is the new M10 GPS, and it works really well. Everything looks good in the goggles. And arming. And launching. Oh, it took off easy. Really easy. About 30% throttle, holding it, easy flight, easy level flight. Well, the wind's much higher, 100 foot off the ground. Video looks good. Yes, this is made for cruising. All the literature talks about what a great mountain flyer this is going to be. Wow, I've really got to be down 20% now on the throttle to keep it down at the altitude I want to fly. She's flying great. I just picked up an extra 20 knots of ground speed, flying downwind. Okay. Let's try an easy aileron roll. Oh yeah, no problem with that. In the lower left corner of the video in the 03, I'm seeing some, it might be jello. It might just be because it's a cloudy, kind of kludzy day. I'll have to look at it in the post-flight. Let's try a low altitude pass over the field. She's happy to fly fast. That's interesting. Now it's cold, that's going to sap some life out of the battery. Just kind of dropped fairly quickly when I raised the throttle. If I leave the throttle kind of in steady position, it recovers. Nicely, actually. because this is my maiden flight, I'm actually keeping the drone within an area where if it were to come down, I could go find it and recover it. And my park here, Poplar Floored, is the largest one in the area with regards to actual AMA affiliated club airfield. This is the Northern Virginia RC Club airfield, which I'm a member. Lots of space here. Not a lot of drone guys with this club, but everybody's friendly. I'm going to want to play with the battery placement on future flights just to see how it affects the stability of the drone. It's rather sensitive to stick inputs, which surprised me a little bit for a 10-inch drone. It must be really efficient power-wise with these 10-inch props, because I have such little throttle. To maintain level flight. That warning I just got for RF signal being low and critical, that's really surprising on ELRS, but I'm still showing 1 watt. So I'm not sure what that warning was about, but that was right at the range where my video just went into amber. I saw a perfectly good video, but that's how the goggles warn you that you're getting out on range. I do have some tree obstruction, so line of sight is not perfect down here. And I am trying to stay down in the 150 to 250 foot altitude range, AGL range. So again, line of sight does become an issue the further out you go. But I think I got that warning about 3,000 feet out GPS distance.
RF signal critical.
Yep. Huh. Yeah, I think that I've got an obstruction or something. I wonder if I turn in. Well, no, it's the radio. It's not the goggles. Seven and a half minutes, and at 3.6 volts. Now, this is an L-ion, but it's a special L-ion that iFlight makes, or under the Fullsend brand. It doesn't have quite the C rating of my smaller packs that I use with my 5-inch and 6-inch drones, and my 7-inch drones. I also have an L-ion pack with me that I'm going to fly in a little bit, just to see how it does. I have some experience with it. I haven't been real impressed by the L-ion packs. But that problem is probably more about the way I fly than the packs. They're made for cruising, and I don't do a lot of cruising. I do more acro, freestyle, just for fun. But I like having a variety of drones, which is why I've got the 10-inch and the 7 inches, 7.5-inch ones, and the 6s and the 5s and the other smaller ones. Because variety makes the hobby more fun. does fly really well. Again, I'm staying inside the confines of my park here. It'd be easy to go outside and go further away. Come in and make a low pass again. There's my low battery warning. Ah, my 10-minute timer just went off. I didn't know I had a 10-minute timer set on my goggles. And I reduced my throttle demand and went back to cruise. The battery recovered to 3.6. So, that's great. Now, this 10-minute warning on my goggles isn't really a warning. It's just a timer that's set to tell you, hey, you've been flying 10 minutes, which for a lot of battery packs is where you've got to come down. And I'm still at 3.6 volts, having fun. Because I think it's sensible, and because it's been performing so well, I'm going to do a GPS rescue test. Go out about 1,000 feet, and then flip the switch for failsafe GPS recovery. Okay, if it does anything crazy, I know right where it is. Flying away, and GPS rescue. It immediately turned. It is climbing. It's climbing up to the max altitude that I flew. And it is definitely coming back. It's seeking a little bit now, turning the heading a little. I'm taking it back up to manual flight. It did exactly what it's supposed to do. It's not an auto land function. So the GPS rescue function on this flight tests good. I'm not surprised that it tested good. I'm just glad that it did. I've had really good success in setting up my drones with GPS rescue. As long as the GPS is performing well, I've not ever had any problem with it. I've also never had to use it in an emergency, only in a test. Okay. I'm at 3.5 volts, which is my warning voltage for landing. I'm at 13 plus minutes. I'm going to reduce throttle demand. I'm going to go back to a pure cruise mode. Yep, see, the battery recovers well as long as I'm not demanding power from the motors. They're happy to cruise. It's really cold. My hands are freezing. But I really want to go to 15 minutes plus on this maiden flight. Not for any reason other than I just want to. Because it's obvious going to make it. I also don't want to be too demanding of this battery. First time this battery's been flown. Now I get the low battery warning in the goggles. Yeah, it's been flashing for a while. It'll go out if I can get the battery recovered to 3.5 again. This has been a really great maiden flight. I'm hoping to cap it off with a really great first landing. I'm a little concerned with the CG, just getting a good feel for it. Getting a good feel for it in hover. And putting it down on that battery gently. I am over 15 minutes. I'm heading for home. I'm at 3.45 volts. I'm going to need a little push from the motors to make the landing gentle. Get down here below, hopefully the wind shear. There we go. Okay. Setting up for landing. Whoop! Premature touchdown. Easy, easy. So easy to get into a PIO. We're down. Disarmed. Wow. That was fun. Oh, look, I can see the bat. I am dead center on that landing. Yay me. So, first impressions. Big drone. Flies like a big drone. Heavy. Good cruise. I think on a not such cold day, I'd get probably much more time. Especially much more time if I don't do any maneuvers. Okay, I only did one aileron roll just to see how it was doing. I want to do others just to get a better feel for the drone, but I didn't want to do it on this first flight. It looks great. It's flying super. I want to say thumbs up, 2 thumbs up to Team iFlight, to 2 Raw, the company that they teamed with on coming out with the Helion, and to the support team, to iFlight USA Repair Center, and to Josh, who's with 2 Raw, who have provided me email updates for some configuration settings. Thanks a lot. She flew great on the maiden flight. I look forward to future flights with it.